Welcome to Closet Cosplay, the podcast where we create con-worthy cosplays on a closet budget. I'm Michelle.
And I'm LJ, and today we will be talking about something that I have had difficulty not trying to talk about with absolutely everyone that I've bumped into, and that is Animal Crossing, which, if you're not talking about Corona, most people are talking about Animal Crossing.
Haven't they already met their lifetime sale goal already?
Oh my gosh, I would not be shocked if that was the case. It's so many people are playing Animal Crossing, and I
I,
didn't get to start playing it until probably a month after it'd been out, and it's basically it's all I've done since.
yes, we have a huge group of our friends are in an app, and we talk about, oh, what does everybody have, and it's just crazy. I don't think there has ever been a game that I have had almost all of my friends playing at the same time. It's pretty insane. And I was talking to you today and didn't even realize you were playing.
I
So
know.
add one to the list.
Yeah, well, that's what was so fun. We were talking about ideas for what we want to do for this podcast, and I was like, yeah, I've been looking around, what games have came out, and Michelle's like, well, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, and I'm like, wait, what?
Since when? Why didn't you tell me?
So we just been not playing together this whole time, which is foolish, but that is one of the things that I had thought about, oh, there's so many iconic characters in this game, and it's so popular right now, and
Right.
they're pretty simple costumes. It's pretty much perfect fodder for closet cosplaying.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure all these that we're talking about today, I may not have the perfect pieces, but I could probably, put something together that you would recognize as that character.
Yeah, they have a lot of very readability stuff, and so we're actually going to talk about three characters today. First one we're going to be doing is Isabelle, which everybody knows and loves. At least I hope they love her because I do.
Isabel's great. She's just so relatable, her morning announcements. If she doesn't have anything to say, she's like, "Oh, but that TV show I was watching." And I'm like, "Oh, girl, love you." Like, I
Oh,
feel that. Let's talk
I,
about
yeah, she's so cute. I actually saw a little cartoon that somebody had drawn, and it was like her at night, and she was like, "Welcome to my new podcast. I can finally talk about my TV habits." And I was just like,
Aw,
"Oh,
that's
I love
adorable.
that idea." That she does a podcast at nights about her TV habits. But yeah, she's very cute. Everybody loves Isabel, and she has a couple of iconic outfits, and we couldn't actually decide which ones that we wanted to do. We ended up picking the most current one, which is New Horizons. That's her little, and if you're a non-time traveler, it's pretty much the one that you see all day, and it's the little pink with the little Nook logo on it, and she's got some little khaki skirt, and it is a
Mhm.
very simple cosplay. In fact, that shirt exists,
You can
and we found
buy
it.
it on Amazon.
You can buy it on Amazon, so you can get her whole little morning announcement outfit going, and but that's gonna be a really simple one. There's of course some staples that go along with it besides just what she's wearing. And I think, now, did you say you had a wig that would work for that, or
Well,
kind
I
of?
I bought my, Bowsette wig, right?
Mhm.
And the way that wig works is it's got like a detachable ponytail. So I thought to myself, I was like, well, I mean, if you just pull the ponytail up into a bun, it could almost work for Isabel's hair.
It could, and
Um,
it's so cute because her hair apparently is supposed to resemble a bell bag, like a
oh, I did not even
yeah,
realize that.
yeah, it looks like a little upside down bell bag.
How cute.
Is that not adorable?
That is so cute.
Yeah,
I did not even think of that.
yep, and a lot of people don't even notice that she's got the little jingly bell on top, so if you actually listen in the game when she's doing her little morning exercises and she moves, if you have your volume up enough, you can hear the little jingling of her bell, and
Ugh.
it's so cute.
It's the attention to detail that kind of attention to detail in Animal Crossing that I really appreciate.
Yes, it's really interesting what they took the time to do that with, and not to turn this into a gaming podcast because I can do that too. But I will mention one other small detail that not a lot of people notice, just in general, is on Red's art. If you turn it around, real art will have verification on the back of it of the paintings, like a real painting would, and fake art does not. which
Oh,
I thought was a really nice touch because who's looking behind the paintings that they would take the time
interesting.
to do that? Yeah, I thought that was really cute. But yeah, her hair's like a little bell bag, and so you
Love
can make
that.
the which you can of course just interpret that just like you said, which it's a little bun, and that's the way a lot of people do it. Is they
Mhm.
do a little bun, and then we found this little scrunchie. It's technically a you said it was a Christmas
Yeah, I
scrunchie?
think it's a Christmas themed scrunchie. It comes in a pack of 4, but it's the one perfect scrunchie in it is just a red. I think it might be velvet looking scrunchie, but it's got little bells, about 3 little bells on it. So I thought, oh, okay, you walk, that'll jingle. So that's perfect.
Yeah, so you can do that. It's just so to add that little touch. And another wig that I found, because there's a couple interpretations that you'll see of Isabel done, and one is very literal, where she looks like a little dog, and people put a tail and they do ears, or a lot of people do just blonde pigtails on either side of the head. So it sort
Mhm.
of mimics the idea of her little ears and her little bangs. So I on that list because we actually have a list for this one, which we haven't had in a
Yeah,
while. So you can
Amazon list.
actually go and look at these and see the direct links to them. But on the list, I have put another wig that's got the little blonde curlies, and we have the scrunchie, and yeah, that's her main. So you can take those and you can use those with any of the outfits that we've got because she keeps that consistently as her hairstyle
Right.
and the little bell scrunchie.
Well, I feel like with the bell scrunchie, if you want to get, creative and go to a hobby store, you could totally just get a red ribbon
Oh
and string
yeah.
a bell through it and tie that around the bun part of the
I had
hair,
even
and that would
said
work.
no, yeah, you can do it super simple. You may even have stuff lying around the house that you could
Oh,
literally
yeah.
closet cosplay this way, uh,
People have their craft closets and they just have, like, random ribbons and things laying
bell. I
around
have a
that you
random
could.
bell.
Yeah, you could totally make that, I think. I mean, very
Yeah,
easily.
very, very simple. Is a bell. So she's got a little bell.
So
Uh,
so cute.
I know, she's so cute. And then the next outfit is the outfit that you picked out for her.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know what, because I don't think I've ever seen her in this outfit in New Horizons, and I haven't played any of the old games. So, I guess, is this just, like, her default outfit? I think I've played a little bit of Pocket Camp, and I think she wears this outfit in Pocket Camp,
Yes.
the app on the mobile, like the mobile game.
That's one of her main outfits that she's always worn. So like that's her like staple iconic
Okay,
outfit.
cool. So what we're talking about is she is wearing, it almost looks like just a plain white t-shirt that looks to have a Peter Pan collar on it with a like red ribbon around her neck, a plaid green vest, and I don't know if it's denim or just blue, but a blue skirt, and she carries around like a black clipboard. So we looked into some different options of how you could, interpret that. And there's a Peter Pan collar shirt on this Amazon list, but it has kind of a texture to it, but I'm not mad at it. I think it's kind of cute. And so I would pick that. And I really love, it's called a slim fit waist vest. So take that as you will. But it looks like a, blazer vest, and it has a herringbone pattern, and it's brown, not green, but I think it could read well.
Yeah, and I mean we talk about this almost every time is, readability versus accuracy.
Right.
And that's kind of when we mentioned the wig and the little bell up front because it was like if you hit these things, people will know
Yeah.
who you are. Like
Right.
it almost doesn't matter what you wear at that point. People will think you are Isabel.
Right. Like if you get that hair, and I think a lot of times wigs really make
They
the
do.
outfit, you know? And then obviously I think we have a midi pencil skirt, so you could do a longer blue pencil skirt with this, or a shorter, pencil skirt or A-line skirt, and it would work as long as it's blue.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, and I'm even looking at the picture now, and this picture does look green. So
mm,
it looks like a dark green. So it could be a blue, could be a dark green. It may just be
yeah.
depending on the monitor or the picture.
I think you could even use black and it would be okay.
I've seen a lot of people in black. I think it's one of those just very dark colors that people just sort of like whatever you've got you've got.
Right,
Um,
right.
but it's not
I
super
think
exact.
it's cool.
Now the sweater vest. How long did we
Yeah.
spend trying to find a sweater vest?
Well, I mean, and the thing is, it's not just a sweater vest on her, it has buttons in the front.
It has
So it's
buttons
almost like
and
you
a
would need a
pocket,
sweater vest with buttons and pockets, which is kind of hard to find,
and it's
actually.
not even an argyle, which I had thought it was at first. It's like a checkerboard
Right.
pattern.
It's
It's
more plaid than argyle.
yeah, so
But
it
even
was
then, it looks like a picnic checkerboard more than plaid, so
it does. It looks like a picnic blanket. Speaking
right.
of a picnic
Right.
blanket, uh,
Oh, yeah. Girl, get a picnic blanket. Make that your pattern.
there
Done.
you go,
Sew it up.
done though. That's true. You could probably make one out of that. Vests are actually incredibly easy to make. They are one of the easier things to make.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, if you're any good at sewing, I'm sure you could whip that up pretty quick.
yes. So, but anyway, we are not good
Nope.
at those things. So that's why we even have this in the first place, podcast in the first place. Um,
For
this is
people
actually
that are
what
not
caused us to
sewing.
do different outfits. Is the sweater vest because we couldn't come to a consensus on which one we liked. So she ended up making one that's a little bit more simple than what I wanted to do because I'm a little bit more nitpicky sometimes. Um,
Okay, so what'd you get?
okay, so what I ended up doing. Well, did you talk about your
Oh,
shirt? Your shirt?
the yeah, the little Peter Pan collar shirt that's
Okay.
textured. I think I did mention it.
Okay, well, if she didn't, the Peter Pan collar shirt was also difficult. There is
Right.
no reason that I should not be able to find a short sleeve Peter Pan color women's shirt. The only things that we could find were for school children. So,
Yeah, it was like uniforms, like school uniforms looking.
yeah, it was very difficult. We couldn't find anything, and while technically, like, you can get stuff in junior sizes, like I'm a size 8 in women's sizes and a size 13 juniors will fit me. So like you can if you are in the certain range, you can look for these specific things, but we didn't want to have people try to figure that out and order the wrong stuff or anything like that. So we tried to find as close as we could. And so she had found this it's got a little bit of a texture on it, so it's a little bit different
Mhm.
and but it has the Peter Pan color and a short sleeve and it will totally work and it's
Right.
cheap. It's like 21 bucks the one that we found. And what
Mhm.
I ended up picking out was it's a puff sleeve and it has no collar, which you may be wondering why would I do that? It's because they actually make these things called there's a couple names for them. They're false collars or dickies, and they just go on the inside of the shirt and they will give a false collar. So while the shirt itself doesn't have the Peter Pan collar that we're looking for, I can make it have a Peter Pan collar. Um,
And if you think about it, with that little red tie she wears around her neck,
mhm.
it's like you tie that around and really it would blend in pretty well.
Yeah, there's no way you would notice it because it fits it just slips under the shirt and then hangs over the collar. So
Mhm.
nobody would notice that it wasn't even attached to the shirt in the first place. But yeah, with the red tie, you would never even see a seam.
Right.
Um, the other thing that was different for me is while she picked out the brown herringbone, which does look really nice, and I agree. I think that that would still totally read. I found a really cute it is a 3/4 sleeve crew neck cotton knit cropped cardigan. So it's a little green cardigan, but it's not checkerboard, but it's got a nice checker patterning on like texture to it, and it's buttons. The only problem, one of the problems is that it is long sleeve, well 3/4 sleeves. You could just cut those off if you wanted. Like there is nothing stopping you from doing that.
Or
um,
you could tuck that under and sew it down, like, that wouldn't be a hard thing to,
that's true.
clean up.
So you have options, or you could just wear it like this. Like there's like, and then you wouldn't even have to buy actually. So if you did this and you left it long sleeve, you wouldn't
Mhm.
even have to buy a white shirt. You would just use the false collar.
Oh, you're right, that would work really well.
Yeah, and then you
Um,
wouldn't have to worry about it.
I also noticed her buttons are white. You could probably paint those buttons
Yeah, you
if
can
you
just
wanted
paint the
to.
buttons if you wanted to add that extra little detail. And you know, something that a lot of people do, again, this had pockets on it, which was strange, but a
Yeah.
lot of people that I see, they will take just a strip of duct tape, colored the way they would want it, and they'll just put it somewhere to simulate like a pocket being there. And so like your eyes
Oh,
still see, because look, if you look at her
that
little
could work.
picture, yeah, if you look at
Mhm.
her little picture, it just looks like a black line. So you could literally just take a piece of black duct tape and put it on there or a piece of black
And you could
fabric
do
if you
that for
really
the
want to.
trim of it too, for that
Yeah.
cardigan, like
Well,
around the
that's what
collar.
I took a Sharpie, I think when I did it,
Oh.
and I did cuz I did for one Halloween, I was Sarah Lynn from BoJack Horseman, and I ended up using duct tape for a lot of the lining and people were like messaging me. They're like, "Where did you find that shirt?" And I'm like, "I just made it with duct tape and Sharpies."
There you go.
Like people, I'm saying, like, if you want to put a little bit of craftiness into this, and we kind of ordered these outfits in, simplest to most difficult. So if you want to be Isabel and you just want to be super simple, grab that Nook tee and
A
really,
plain khaki skirt. I mean, you might even own a plain khaki
yeah,
skirt. Make it even easier on you.
and you may not even have, like, you don't have to do anything. Like, put a Nook shirt on and you're done.
I mean, you could wear khaki pants, and I think
Yeah, you
that
can
could
wear
work
khaki
just as
pants.
easy.
Oh
Most
yeah.
people have khaki pants, yeah.
So like she's super simple. And she ranges, and then we gave you something that's a little bit more hands-on with hers, with Michelle's, and then mine is a little bit more like you got to put a little bit of elbow grease into it to do what you want. But we also have a random one in there that's like a blue corduroy dress with like a little.
It's overalls. It's just so precious. I love the
It's
idea of
super cute.
Isabel in overalls, like in an overall dress. I think that's so cute.
So we left it in there, even though it technically isn't an outfit.
No, but I mean, hey, you could play around with it. It's like the cute
Totally could.
overall dress that I think you can get in navy blue or green,
Mhm.
or probably even khaki, honestly. And
Yeah.
it would be cute if you put like the Nook shirt under the overall dress. That could be cute,
Oh my gosh, that would be adorable. And
right?
then
That would be cute.
see, you could actually do just a ton of different outfits with a Nick shirt. So they're like,
Oh
again,
yeah,
you can dress this down or up as
right,
much as you want. We have given a ton of options for this, and Isabel took us the longest to put together, so I knew she
yeah.
was going to take us the longest to talk about.
We
Um,
also have the long cardigan sweater vest in there. It's green, but it does have the pocket detail on the front, which I liked, which I thought you could do that, with a longer pencil skirt or the corduroy overalls. I just think you could use that as an option as well. It doesn't have buttons down the front is the only thing, but I still think it could work for
yeah.
certain outfits.
Well, and the interesting thing about this Animal Crossing, which I can't remember. It's been so long since I've played New Leaf, or not New Leaf. Yeah, whatever the one on the DS was. And then I played Pocket Camp for a while.
Yeah.
But, I obviously in this one, people change their clothes seasonally.
Yeah.
So, we've already established in this universe that they can wear different clothing. You can obviously, like, that's the whole mechanic, is giving them different clothes to begin with. So as
Right.
long as you, like, you know what? You could even fit this into the way that the game is built. So the game has each character has preferences for the type of furniture and the colors that they like. And so, like Henry, who's my little frog prince, he has his favorite stuff. And there's actually a very handy website. You can just literally type their name in and it'll tell you. Like, he likes cool, simple, light blue and blue. So if you're hitting those notes, so for like Isabel, she'd be like green. I'd say green. She probably
Yeah.
likes green because that's what she's in a lot. Maybe I saw she was in a little, whatever that other color is, that was like coral color almost.
Mhm.
And I'd say she likes simple in terms of the game mechanics. What they call
Right.
all that simple stuff has that default checkerboard pattern. So
Right.
she's simple and light blue, or no, green
Green.
and coral red, I guess is what they call it, red. So as long as you're hitting those notes,
I think you
just
got it. Yeah.
you got it.
And I think, like, carrying a simple clipboard around just adds, like, the detail to her.
Yeah.
It's just that little detail that you could put in. I mean, you can get a black clipboard at the Dollar Tree probably pretty
Another
easily.
thing that you could do for her, and I don't necessarily see it in the costumes, but it would make people understand if they don't quite get it, is you could just get like a fake sort of name tag that's like a Nook name tag or something, like
Oh,
staff
yeah,
name
that would be
tag, so that,
cute.
like, yeah, just residential services or something like that, like a ID card would be cute.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
you could
could be
totally get away
really
with doing like
cute.
an ID for her, yeah.
Mhm.
Residential
It's like a
services.
work badge almost that
Yeah,
says,
that's what I'm
like,
trying to go for,
Isabel
with like
on
a
it or
work.
something. That would be cute.
Yeah, see, so you could even just do that. I think that would
Mhm.
be super cute, but
Oh, yeah. Like, "Hi, my name's Isabel. How can I help you?" type badge. I think that could be cute.
yeah. Hi, my name is.
That
So
could be cute.
my sister's name is Isabel too, so it's funny. Hers is spelled differently though.
Nice.
But yeah, so speaking of siblings, we actually have decided there's another pair of characters that we have not completed, but are going to use as our first like semi-closet cosplay challenge.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing Celeste and Blathers, and we have not put those outfits together, but we're going to kind of discuss now our ideas about that because we
Yeah.
think this is something that we could pull off with stuff that we have in our house currently.
It's gonna be a challenge, but I think we can, get something close without buying items. Like I said, a lot with Isabel and Celeste and Blathers, I think from our closets we could probably pull together something that at least you would recognize.
Yeah. Well, I have greater hopes for me. The only reason I say that is because for Halloween, a lot of my stuff is from Halloween, if you haven't noticed. Because I didn't have a ton of chances to cosplay before the last year or so.
Uh,
Uh, I did a Mothra schoolgirl outfit for Halloween, and then he was like a gangster schoolboy Godzilla. So that's what we did. It's our like anime waifu and
cute.
husband. Yeah, and it turned out really cute, and I made like little Mothra butterfly wings. But for that costume, because Mothra is like you'll see either black or brown. I went with like the brown because it's more traditional. So I
Mhm.
have actually like a brown little schoolgirl outfit, like that has the skirt, and I actually have Argyle stockings, and so like I can think, and I have like little brown loafers that have heels, and so I have a ton of stuff that would be good for like. And I made a mistake. I thought Celeste was also brown because my brain doesn't remember colors very well, but
Well,
Celeste
you
is
only
more.
see Celeste at nighttime, so it's kinda
That's
hard.
my argument is I see Celeste at night and it's hard to tell the colors.
There you
So
go.
yeah, so when we were actually starting to like pull up the pictures to remind ourselves, because when you think about something and you actually try to remember the details of it, you would be surprised what you don't actually know for sure.
Right.
Um,
That's why reference photos are so helpful when
they
you
really
start to
are.
look at cosplays because you get to actually see the little details you might not remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, and I've noticed that I did that a lot this time when we were putting stuff together. Like I was getting colors wrong, I was getting patterns wrong, which is kind of strange considering, good lord, I have over 400 hours on this game, I think, so far. To be fair,
Wow.
it just sort of sits here half the time because I don't have sleep on. Like right now, it's just sitting there and it's just on.
Nice.
Henry has been showing me an ironwood chair for like 3 hours.
Nice.
uh, so yeah, I would say if you're gonna do Animal Crossing stuff, definitely pull your reference pictures up. And I'd say that with anything, but apparently I really needed it with Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and I think, Animal Crossing, it's like, yeah, you can go, like, super accurate and that kinda thing, but I think you could also just loosely interpret a lot of this, and it would still,
Oh,
like,
you could.
work. Yeah.
Well, it's enough so that I'd be like, oh, that I was looking at stuff going, oh, look, this totally looks like Blathers. Oh, this totally looks like Isabel. And technically, I was wrong, but it
Mhm.
read that way to me
It
because
reminded you, yeah.
it hit those same notes. It was green and it was patterned, and to me, that's Isabel's little look, you know.
Mhm.
So for Blathers and Celeste, we kind of had the same thing going on where, I was thinking, I was like, oh, I've got like all this brown stuff and Argyle, and then when I actually was pulling up the pictures, I'm like, Celeste is like a cherry lipstick red kind of color,
Right.
like a little pinky red, and I'm like, oh, I don't actually have anything that looks like this, and so in my mind, I'm wondering you could probably get away with still doing brown for Celeste. I think a lot of people would just think you're a female Blathers maybe instead.
Oh, well, that could be a cute take too.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing and people do that. I even have
Mhm.
like I saw somebody at one point had done a female Blathers when I was trying to figure out what Blathers looked like. And they did because he's got the big eyes, right? And
Yeah,
they did those oversized glasses. And I was
I
just
think
like,
that's a good
oh,
idea.
I think that's so cute, and I actually have a pair of those oversized glasses. I used them for my fashionista Vash the Stampede,
Oh,
my
yeah.
fashionista. So I was
Those
like,
could definitely
"Oh."
be
So I'm like, "You could do," and you may find yourself, and I've discussed this before, changing gears. And so that's why
right.
we didn't come into this with a like, "Here's what we're gonna do," because we need to
Mhm.
get in our closets. We were literally gonna go get in our closets later today, and
Right.
we're gonna have some
Figure it
pictures
out.
up. Yep. And so we'll do a post we'll have an update for this.
Yeah.
With the podcast actually coming out tomorrow, so you can actually see what we ended up doing. And we may revisit the topic on our next episode to talk about our process. That may be
Right.
something interesting to discuss. Um,
What we tried and what worked and what didn't.
yeah, but so like for Blathers and Celeste, you'll be able to actually see. For right now, we still got to figure it out. But I would say, we're after like working through Isabel and working through, our misconceptions about, well, my misconceptions about what Celeste look like. My advice for you right now is reference pictures
Yeah. Yeah.
and be flexible.
There
That's
you
my
go.
advice. Let's
I
see.
love it. I think Blathers and Celeste both have, this pretty simple look. It's like get their color, get some argyle detail in there if you have argyle.
Yeah.
If not, I think you could do some kind of flannel plaid pattern and that would work if that's all you've got.
Yeah, I
Maybe
will
checkered.
say, mhm. I will say that we're very lucky. Well, I would say anybody who's trying to put an outfit together from stuff that they're going to buy is really lucky with these characters because they have argyle patterning. Like it's a very specific patterning that you can
Mhm.
find in those colors
Yeah,
very easily.
very easily, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of Animal Crossing characters, you could take a trip to Goodwill and find something for at least one Animal Crossing character pretty
I
easily.
I think so. It's they're made to be sort of I don't want to say simple, but a lot of it is based in real world. Like the designs, especially in this one, are based on like real world designs.
Yeah.
So you can find like people joke all the time that the Ironwood set is just IKEA in
Uh,
in Animal Crossing, and I'm just like, it kind of
that's
is actually.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Goodwill definitely. I before I would buy anything, I think I would take a trip to Goodwill.
I think I would take a trip to your local thrift store with this
Yep.
for sure before I went and spent a lot of
Which
money. I would go see what pieces you could find that could work, that you could
yeah.
supplement, yard sales, thrift stores, even like asking friends. Especially like if you don't have a pair of khakis, I guarantee you somebody has a pair of
Oh
khakis
yeah. And
that you
that's
could borrow. And I think that's a lot of what Closet Cosplay is about, is trying to, find the items you already have that work and then just buying the things that like you absolutely have to have. But I think that's the fun of Closet Cosplay, is you can, look at things in your closet in a new way and see what works and how you can use things in a new way. And I think that's fun.
no, it really is. And I would say this is actually maybe the first time we've suggested going to Goodwill first or
Yeah.
the local thrift
Yeah.
store first. And the reason I think that that's easy to do is because so many of the designs in this game are real world based and they're older designs. A lot of it's very classic patterns and shapes and colors and stuff like that. So I would definitely, if I wasn't afraid of getting out right now, because people are just everywhere and it's Memorial
Yeah,
Day,
that's true. That's
I would
true.
probably go to do a thrift store jump. But we're gonna just do
Mhm.
our actual closet since we're still in a little bit of a
Right.
we're loosening things. And in fact, I think hopefully we may have to do one more episode, and then maybe after that we might be able to start being in the same room again.
Right. And getting our pictures out there, because it's like we have our cosplays put together, but we don't want to take pictures separately, really. We'd rather
No,
take
we
pictures
don't.
together.
Well, because
So
we did so much of especially the ones for the con, we did
right.
with the idea that it was a pair.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's just not as fun to do them by yourself. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for things to start kind of getting back to normal or new
Right.
normal, I guess.
Right.
And I'm excited for us to start, getting people who are excited about going for more cons again, and we can finally
Right.
get back into the into the
Swing of
stuff that we were
things.
doing. So, because I mean, not that we've had a really good chance to discuss all sorts of things through this, I will say that, but
Right.
definitely looking forward to getting pictures out there and doing some cosplaying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Showing stuff off actually, like at cons and things.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited for our actual first con.
Yes, it'll
It'll
be
be good
great.
stuff. We'll have to figure out which one is going to come up. But
It's actually happening.
I think that is it, unless you've got something else.
Well, we do want to briefly mention, if you guys enjoy Animal Crossing, if you guys are playing Animal Crossing, if you want to see us do more Animal Crossing characters and cosplays for these characters, you guys can let us know. We have a Facebook page. You can just search Closet Cosplay and find us and add our Facebook page and tell us there any feedback you have for us. Or we do still have our suggestion form live that you can go fill out if you have a suggestion for a cosplay you want us to do for you or that you'd like to see us create. Just any ideas can be sent there. And if you have any kind of ideas that wouldn't fit into our suggestion form, we also have an email. LJ, what's our email?
Our email is closetcosplaypodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. And we would love to hear from you guys. Like if there's something like a question you have or something you've wanted to know or anything that we could answer or do an episode on, let us know. We're always looking for ideas.
I would also love to know what everybody's favorite Animal Crossing character is and why it isn't Beryl, because y'all need to stop hating on my poor man.
Oh my goodness.
There's a cosplay, Beryl.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That one would be
Absolutely.
amazing. All right. Well, while Michelle recovers from the shock of that, I'm gonna wish everybody a good rest of the day, and hopefully we'll be doing this again soon.
See you guys next time on the podcast.
Bye.
Bye guys.